Your team is banning.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the playoff season 2 presented to you by none other than Colt Esports.
Your team is banning.
We are in the quarterfinals, everyone, and this will be the third one. You'll be spectating this match with me and your none other team. So, team will be introducing the teams to us right now.
Team is banning.
Hello everyone, this is Shin. It has been a while since I have casted the matches. So, tonight we have Nextgun versus Endgame as our first competitors in quarterfinals. Well, both the teams are pretty well known. If you ask me, like, they have been playing really well in the past matches. Although the matches were pretty intense, like, we would have expected a lot more from the teams, but, there were a few chances for a few teams who were having a little disadvantage, but they still got out really well and they won the games.
What do you think about the ban?
Oh, I think like it's a pretty decent ban. What do you think? Do you think like Lancelot is a good ban right there?
Definitely, Lancelot is a good ban because he has to in the jungle and no one wants to play him if
Your team
knows
is
what he is doing. Yes, with that we can see that the women is being banned lately in all the tournaments in most of them basically. We saw that during war and
Your
quite
team
annoying.
is banning.
So yeah, there is that Sicilian with that team thinking about the team next game. They have gone with the first pick as Esmeralda and Glenn. Yeah, and Endgame has picked the mage and that is going to be me, Brody, and Lewis. Since like they haven't picked the mage yet, so they decided to ban that Kagura. So yeah, break up. What do you think is going to be banned?
Oh, I think it's a pretty standard second ban, you know. Like for example, Team Nextgun, they're firstly going for the defensive heroes. For example, like Esmeralda got her shield right there, and Kufra is right there for everything because he's a tank. And then they pick the Clint so that they can burst out anything which comes in their way.
Your team is
But at the same time, you can see on the opponent's side, Endgame, they have like a they're actually doing a pretty good job. Like for example, E from the back line, and then at the same time they have the Lorita in the front line. So in a way, they will be doing a lot of damage from a lot of from a distance. And at the same time, they Nextgun also picked up Farsa and them at the same time, and we see a Hayabusa.
Your team is picking.
Hayabusa. Did Hayabusa come up like something well or something? I don't remember.
I'm not sure, but it's just a comfort pickup.
It has been.
Betray the
We did
world,
see that
then let the world
so was
betray
and
me.
he did play real great.
Oh,
Okay, Yuzong being picked against Esmeralda especially. We have seen in many of those games it didn't go well. So yeah, who do you think is gonna? What is your favorite draft basically? Whose draft is you think is better?
I'm not sure because for example, like there is Olus and Hayabusa, and Olus has a lot of burst damage if you ask me. And at the same time, there is an Esmeralda. Do you think like Yuzong is a counter for Esmeralda?
Really, but see in the start we see that Yuzong gives trouble to Esmeralda, but in the mid to late game that Esmeralda.
Oh,
I
cannot hear you properly.
So what I'm trying to tell is, in the start, we can see that Yuzong gives a lot of trouble to Esmeralda, but from the mid to late game, that unfinished. And it's going to be real hard for Yuzong to just have a fight against.
Oh, we are back in the land of dawn. As always, we can already see like teams have been like gathering around the jungle for now. It's just the standard start of the match. I don't think there will be any skirmish going on in any side.
EXP lane, we can see that there is Esmeralda and Yuzong, which gonna face each other. And in the bot lane, you can see that there's Clint and Brody for now, but Lisa is already rotating in the bot. They are gonna mark that MM for now. While
Like, for example, Clint is a hero. If he gets farmed in the early phase, he is able to deal a lot of damage in the later zone. So what they're actually doing is they're trying to mark him from the start so that he won't be able to farm. Oh, look, there's this. They are actually gathering up in the top lane. I think they just want to gank someone right here. Oh, I think there is a technical issue. Can you hear me, Annie? Okay, so we can already see like they just wanted the jungle from the top lane. They don't want it to fight, but I guess there is a rotation coming in slowly in the bot lane. Lolita is there for the entire time so they can mark Clint, but I don't know why they're actually playing a little safe. And in the top lane, we can already see there is a fight going on between the Yuzhong and Esmeralda, but both of them are not dealing that much damage to each other. They're just chilling. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're just clearing out the waves and stuff. Busa just jungling. Oh, Hayabusa just went in for this Eve. Oh, now Eve is at her half HP. She will be able to get her ultimate soon. Okay, there is a fight. Team Endgame wants to take this turtle as soon as possible, and looks like they don't want to give it. And there is an ultimate coming up from Eve, and turtle has been taken down. First blood coming in from Yuzhong. It looks like both the teams have actually managed the Colt, even though the turtle has been taken down. And there is 0-1 going on in between them. Okay, Kofra jumps in just to get this Lolita. I think he's just letting her out of the way so that she doesn't does any kind of and then there is a fight in there Hayabusa goes in just for this Aulus, but he has to retreat because their tank comes in. And speaking of which, there Farsa's ultimate coming in. At the same time, Eve also uses her ultimate. Both of them are just not there to fight yet. They're waiting for it. And I think they're gathering in the bot lane just for this skirmish. Let's see what happens. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Yuzhong is able to push Esmeralda back, while Esmeralda doesn't have any mana right there. They're trying their best to safeguard their marksmen in the bot lane, and I think for now, the red team is going to get a fight in the bot lane so that they can actually go for a turtle. And then there you go, Team Nextgun goes in, and Eve is very low. Farsa just uses her ultimate to get her down. Farsa also suffers a damage. Both the mages are down from both the teams. They are going for the turtle for now. We are waiting for who will take the turtle first. Aulus is there in the bush waiting for them. Yuzhong comes in as well as Esmeralda. There will be a 4-on-4 fight, and Lolita's HP is really low, and Esmeralda takes her down. It looks like okay, the match has been changed by Eve with her ultimate. Team Nextgun has to retreat because their HPs are really low right now. And then turtle hasn't been taken again. And meanwhile, in the bot lane, they are actually trying to have a fight for the turtle as well as take someone down. Both the mages are actually playing really well. They're actually marking each other first. Okay, turtle has been taken by Hayabusa. That engage was really good, and with the ultimate, he was able to deal a lot of damage. And Hayabusa's HP is really low. That was like now he has half the HP, but if he doesn't have the ultimate, he won't be able to engage yet. Yeah, you're audible a little bit. Welcome
Sorry
back.
for that network issue right now, but yes, I'm back, and like we see that team Mexican have taken the two turtle right now. It's 2K right now. That there is gonna be a gank on top, or else will he be taken down?
He will be taken
And
down.
he will take him down as well. So looks like that. But there is that Yuzong.
Red team turret
And in
has
the
been
bot,
destroyed.
Clint just literally destroying that tower within a second. So yeah, they have taken down that one turret. They are in good advantage. They are dealing with trouble. Like I said, that Esmeralda will be dealing trouble too. That Yuzong as well. He is facing that difficulty. Looks like Clint might be in real off position. There is that Eve. There is Lolita using her ultimate with Eve. Will he be able to escape? Nope. But Brody gets the kill for now. That was a good move.
Yeah, I think like it was a little bit like positioning with Kufra. He wasn't there when he was needed the most, but that was actually pretty good. You know, like team end game, they actually did a pretty good gank on Team Nextgun by killing their Clint. But what will happen in the late game is like Clint will deal a lot more damage than expected.
Right now, we see that. But you know, Brody is dealing the damage.
Brody is actually building all of his like every damage that he could. If you can already see there's a Blade of Heptasis, and he's just going for Blade of Despair, right? Directly.
Exactly, and we can see the first launch. But you know, the fights are both the teams are playing very defensive. We need to focus on that push. It's just like they are almost equal. Such a cool difference, but yeah, Nexigan has the goal advantage right now. Looks like I have started the turtle. Is it just a distraction? Yes, we are gonna see a team fight there. Esmeralda trying her best. Lolita using the flicker. Will they be able to manage and get a killing spree coming for that? Parts secures the low.
Red team hero
Again,
has been
Yuzong
slain.
is in real bad position. He will be taken down as well. It was a 3-4-0 trade coming in for Team Nexigan. Basically, they did get the first floor with that 3 kills. And they are in the advantage. So, Team, do you think they'll be able to push a little more than expected, or they're just going to take 2 turrets
Red
down?
team turret has been destroyed.
What I think is like
Red
they
team
will be
turret has been
they'll be having an
destroyed.
advantage right there because you know like they're already pushing all the lanes, clearing all the waves, so that there are no more minions in the middle of the towers and the enhanced minions. But this is just a normal lord, okay? Like it isn't enhanced lord. We call that luminous lord, right? So you just have to wait for the luminous lord to deal a lot more damage. But they will be able to secure a few more towers with this, just like in the top lane and the mid lane.
They will have a lot
Blue team hero has been slain.
manipulation.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Again. Okay, Hayabusa will be taken down as well. He's staying. Yuzong in real bad position. Will he be able to escape one? Yes, it's gonna be 2v3 versus 5. So
Nextgun was able to get a lot of a lot of turrets with this normal Lord. Okay, I think they will be having a lot more lead than expected, and this will be this isn't just a change of game. They have been like dominating from the start. Like Hayabusa playing really well whenever it's possible, and he is able to secure all the objectives on point.
Definitely, and meanwhile, the end game haven't even taken down one turret here. Playing defensive might be the only option again. Lolita being caught, Parsa dealing a lot amount of damage than expected right now.
Annie, I have a
Uzong,
question for you. I have a question for you.
tell me.
So, what is this game for? Like, what do you play? Like, is it for like just for what do you play for? Like, what is the objective of the game?
Okay, that's a real weird question right now.
It's really good question.
I play to distract my mind from the regular basis.
Okay, the actual game is just for taking down the towers. That's what Nexagon is doing. They're taking the fights, they're taking the towers, and then getting back. But right now, right now we can already see like Team Endgame. They are really desperate to get those towers. So what they are doing is like they're trying to push all the lanes as soon as possible. Do you get me?
Yes, Sheen, I did get you. They even got the top turret, and we can see the second enhanced lord is up. Kufra giving vision to his team. Do you think there will be a team fight? And I think whoever actually gets this lord will decide whether they're gonna win this game or not.
And yeah, Brody was able to get another first defense item. That's brute force. I think he will be able to get a little bit, out of the fight with that. But Nextgun is really desperate. They just want to end the game. They're just waiting for them to have an engage, and as soon as possible, they can push the towers and end the game.
Definitely they can, but right now as we see that end game might have chances for comeback. There is not much of goal difference as well. So yes, this lord or this team fight is gonna decide who is actually gonna get this victory.
You just saw
Again, the Clint dealing insane amount of damage and will be taken down. Alois did manage to get the double kill on the Hyper and the tank. Yuzong might be in pretty bad position. He will be traded off most probably. Esmeralda just used a flicker and backed out. So it was in 2 for 2 trade basically, and I would say both the team couldn't do much. But yeah, Team Endgame have their hyper to get that Lord, and it will be an easy meltdown of the Lord. Esmeralda will or might try to steal the Lord or get a kill on 1 or 2. There is that Clint who will be dealing a lot of damage. A proper retribution, and yes, Alois will manage to get the Lord, but will also take down the Clint, and in return, he will be taken down by Farsa. So do you think with this Lord they'll be able to push him?
As you can see, the minions are going from top and bottom. What they are actually going to go for is like, trying to clear the lanes as much as possible. So I think like Nextgun has a chance to, come back from this. But I think they're actually at a disadvantage because they are having a team fight right there.
Definitely, Esmeralda will be caught off guard real bad, and she is gonna try to escape. But I mean, it's wise for Endgame to just go for the push. We know there is that Clint who will melt down that Lord, even though there might just be a 1 or 2 turret push right now. Kufra recalling, there is that Yuzong, Eve, and Lolita just playing very defensive. But yeah, again, as we can see, Team Endgame have just got 3 turrets down, whereas Team Nexagon have got 6 turrets down. So yeah, again, we don't know. I mean, the tables are turning. It's like for a moment Nexagon is leading, and for the other moment it's the end game.
Yeah, it's just about the objective. Although, like, if you'd ask me about the lead, it's already Nexagon. You can already see the goal lead as well as like the way they're playing. It's just that like they were not able to secure the objective and Hayabusa was down.
Exactly, and one more team fight, and that will be able to decide who is gonna get this victory. Is what I'm guessing because the third Lord is gonna take a time. I mean, 60 seconds probably for the Lord to come up. But yeah, that Esmeralda is unkillable, and she is dealing a lot of damage as well. All they need to play is real defensive right now. Farsa using a ult, Yuzong popping in, just going to mark that Farsa or maybe the Clint.
They will
But
be able to
look,
take down Lolita right there, and then then they are just going for all of them. Clint is just waiting for someone to engage and look for someone in the map, and at the same
Blue
time we can
team
see
hero
both the
has
tanks are
been
down.
slain.
But yeah, but the
definitely,
team which has been suffering most is the team Nextgun because they have two players down.
definitely two players down, and they might just go for the push. There is that clan, there is Farsa who will be able to defend. So yeah, they're gonna go for the top and the bot push most probably. The Lord is up in 8 seconds, so most probably they are gonna go for that Lord.
Is Yeah, they will be going for the Lord. You know what? Like this Eve is like kill a lot of damage and always outside
Red
the
team
range.
hero
But there you
has
go,
been
Hayabusa
slain.
was able to take her down. Okay, who will be taking the
Red
Lord?
team has slain
Okay,
the Lord.
it's another Lord by
Blue
Ollis.
team turret has been destroyed.
Game did get that Lord and their hyper as well using
Blue
with
team
others
turret has
having
been destroyed.
first damage. Okay, there is that Yuzong for the backup. Farsa might be caught off guard,
Blue
and will
team
she be
hero
taken
has
down?
been
Yes, she
slain.
will be taken down. Kufra just trying to retreat for now. All they have is Esmeralda, Kufra, and Clint right now.
Mid tower will be mid inhibitor tower will be gone as soon as that Lord hits it, and then let's see what will happen because you see I don't know, but like tables have
Blue
been
team
turning
base turret
from the
has been
side of
destroyed.
Endgame. They changed the game so much just in like a few seconds, just by taking a few objectives.
Definitely. I mean, look at the goal difference itself. They were just behind in the whole game, and it's the late game now. They know they do have that late game advantage as well. They have a prox like 3 to 4k goal difference for now. So yeah, and game have changed the tables. And again, if they are gonna wait for the fourth lord, it's gonna take 100. Okay, I'm not sure if they are gonna wait that long. Maybe a proper team fight, and they might just end the game right now.
You know what? What team Endgame, what they are doing? They're actually trying to mark the backline as soon as possible. But I saw next game next gun they have marked the tank first a lot for some reason. But there's a fight going on in the bot lane. Annie,
Definitely, there is a fight. Eve opening
Killing
fight
spree.
again. I was getting that killing spree. All that Esmeralda, she is being caught lately a lot. So all Mexican can do is play defensive. Either they're gonna dive in and get that tower, but looks like Brody might be in bad position. But he had that immortal immortality and be
Blue
going
team
back.
hero
So
has red
Fra
team
being caught
hero
off
has
guard,
been
Medusa
slain.
of their Farsa using. She gets is Brody for now. So a good defense coming in by Team Mexican right now.
yeah, it's just that although Team Endgame wanted to end the game as soon as possible, but they were able to get back in time, but they have to sacrifice their hyper for that. And since their hyper is down, they will just wait for this Lord and take it down. And for now, they are suffering the loss of a tank. This will
Yeah.
just to change the game a lot because since they don't have the tank, they have to rely on Esmeralda, and Esmeralda will be able to sustain, but it won't be as much as before since everyone has that anti shield.
Definitely, we can see the fourth lord is up, and hopefully this decides who is gonna be the winner of this first game. I was going for the lord. It is gonna be pretty easy for him to just burst down that lord with his damage right now. Esmeralda trying to distract. There is that Kufra using his ult on Brody. They are gonna mark that MM. Will he be taken down? No, but looks like someone might be in real bad position right now. He's trying his best to escape. Esmeralda chasing him down. Hayabusa in bad position. Okay,
Red team
they
hero
will
has
retreat,
been
but
slain.
Yuzong will be taken down, and Eve might be in bad position. So it's just good if Eve retreats right now.
I think like right now, Team Nextgun, they are actually in a lead in a way. I think, in a way, since Yuzhong is down, and their mage is up, and so they will be having a little bit of advantage right there.
Definitely, but there is Kufra down as well. You can see that always dealing that burst damage. Hayabusa losing his immortality, and he will be taken down. Farsa getting caught with that Lolita's ult. Amazing flicker ult coming in. She will be taken down as well. Esmeralda in bad position, and looks like I don't think Endgame actually needs that Lord to end this game. They can just go for the end. It's just that Clint and Kufra.
No, they just want to play it safe. They're just going for the Lord. They don't want like if they have a Clint. So whenever Endgame tries to end the game, and they go for
Red
the
team has
for the
slain the
base,
Lord.
what happens is like Clint is able to clear out all the minions, and they are having a hard time. So what they are trying to do is play it safe.
But last time there was that Farsa who was dealing damage, but right now it is gonna be easy just for that Lolita and Yuzong to go in the back lane and with that Eve's ult to get that Clint off. But yeah, as you said, playing defensive, they don't want to give up this Lord for free. So we can see that Hayabusa is back, there is Farsa back, there is Esmeralda back. So it's gonna be a 5v5 fight. Since this is the fourth Lord, it's gonna be a real tough time for them to defend this Lord as well.
Yeah, but they were able to clear the top lane as well as the bot lane. So they just have to clear this Lord as soon as possible.
Definitely using his ult. They are gonna lock the base. And yes, the first game victory goes to the end game. What an amazing gameplay coming in by the end game. They just had an epic comeback. Shin, can you just give
I would say
us
it wasn't an epic comeback. Okay, like Endgame, they actually really played well. Okay, Team Nextgun was also like really playing really well. What I would say is like maybe there was a little bit of miscommunication from the side of Nextgun.
I mean, in first half game, Mexican was dominating the game.
Yeah, the
It
early
was
phase.
basically in the late game when I started dealing a lot of damage, and that's when the tables turned around.
Anyways, that's it for the match 1.1. Wait for the next match. We'll be right back in a few minutes. It won't be long, guys.
Okay.
Just 5 minutes.
See ya.
is banning.
Thorns remain should petals fall.
No.
Welcome back, everyone. Good evening. You are watching the day 2 of quarterfinals and the first match, that is between Team Endgame on the blue this time and Team NXG, that is Nexgen, on the red, is on roll. Endgame winning the game number 1, best of 3. They've got the advantage. This match will be casted by me, Scared Yet, and my co-caster, the amazing Blurry Face. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm all good, man. How's it going?
It's going absolutely great, but the going is tough for Nexgen as they are one game down. They need to win this one if they want to get it to match number 3. They went with the Hayabusa Kufra, Farsa, Clint and Esmeralda with their draft, and things did not work out for them. They could not answer the draft of Endgame, which was Yuzhong, Ollis, Lolita, Eve, and Brody. So you think we will see some changes in the draft? Because we clearly, I guess, are seeing some of them right now.
Yeah, well, as we can see, the Ollis and Yin have been denied by the endgame, which was their own strategy in the first game. So I guess we might see a different comp here, probably a different jungler.
It is possible, but first, you need to switch your switch to some different earphones, because there is some disturbance coming in because of that. And it's not the background disturbance, it's just some technical disturbance, Blurry. So please fix it as quickly as possible while I continue with the draft, as Kufra as well as Beatrix have been logged in. Sicilian for the side of Endgame, and this time it's going to be Nexgen taking the Lolita. So tanks have been reversed basically for this match. We'll have to wait it out and see what their junglers will be, because both of these teams probably want to keep that card for the last. What do you think?
Yeah, that's
I would
Your
rather
team
before
is
that I would
banning.
ask you the
than let the world betray.
It's still there. It is very low, but it's still there.
Chivalry is dead.
Your team is picking.
Not sure what is the cause of that. Sorry about it.
It's fine. It's fine. You can check it out while I continue. As it's going to be the Brody logged in for Nexgen this time. So they really are, kind of taking the draft of Endgame in their own hands. Clint as well as Yuzhong have been banned out. Endgame with the Clint, Nexgen with the Yuzhong. We'll have to see what their final 2 picks are. Endgame for the jungler, Lancelot has been banned out, so probably the Hayabusa would be a good choice. But I really feel like that, they could have gone for something different. Maybe, something along the lines of Bane, or I don't know, someone with, because Hayabusa's ultimate can be baited out, and the only person he can target is Brody. Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I was saying the Ling would be a possible good choice over here, or they will go with their jungle strategy this game, which is the Hylos jungle.
Possibly. Hylos jungle. That's the main damage is gonna come in from the Brody and the Lilia. What do you?
Well, I guess they have a pretty strong early game, and probably they are looking at ending this game around the 9-minute or 10-minute mark, probably. So let's see if NXG can pull this off.
I guess so. We'll just have to wait, and we'll just have to see. So just based on the draft, Blurry, I think you're gonna actually go in for the end game this time, right?
Yeah, actually they have pretty strong late game insurance, which is the Sicilian and Beatrix. Unlike the red side, they don't have a strong late game. They only have Brody, who falls off, in the later stages of the game, because Beatrix is gonna hit like a truck. Also, the Sicilian is there, not to mention about that. So yeah, the end game have a better late game against the next skin. So it's all about the early game fights, I would say. If they snowball pretty hard, then they won't be, the end game won't be able to answer that snowball. Let's see how they execute it.
I guess so. At the end of the day, we'll just have to wait it out and see which one of them actually gets the win, guys. We're in the land of dawn already. It is going to be endgame on the blue. It is going to be, yeah, it's endgame on the blue. And next one on the red, Hago is in for the quad shadows, targeting the Esmeralda, though she is pretty tanky, so she's going to soak it all up. That's going to be the disengage. Next game, playing a pretty early aggressive game, just as you were talking about, because they are gonna have to make as fast early game as possible. Hylos just jumping in, going in for the parallel jungling. I don't think Hayabusa has any idea of this invasion.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna dive into their jungle rather farming in his own jungle. Let's see if he can do that. I just know he's just being denied the farm. He just have one camp. So yeah, that's gonna be tough.
What a smart play coming in by Nexgen. They're just denying as much farm to Hayabusa as possible. Isma flickers forward, taking the kill. First blood coming in. James with the kill. So that's going to be a very important pick off, because even Esmeralda, if she can farm up and going for the semi-tank build or semi-damage build, she can provide amazing sub DPS support, basically, because she will be jumping into the backline on the Sicilian, on the Hayabusa. So Sicilian is basically the second core damage dealer of team endgame, and they'll have to just keep him safe because he is their late game insurance.
Yeah, but I guess their plan of forcing bot lane didn't go quite well. Hayabusa was shut in the process, so let's see. It's a gold lane Sicilian, and Beatrix is doing mid.
Probably going in for some early, I would say, some early strong mid support. But then again, Lilia is a pretty good answer for that as well, because Lilia can clear those waves way faster than a Beatrix, because Beatrix needs that Nibiru's passion if she wants to maintain a certain distance and clear the wave side by side. But look at the fight that's near the red buff of Hayabusa, and he has been denied yet another red buff. So that is not good at all for the side of endgame, and just some amazing early game aggression being shown by Nexgen. It's just a 2-0 kill lead, but look at the farm difference. They're already up by almost 2,000 gold, and they're gonna force the bottom lane. That's gonna be the glorious pathway. Brody seems to be in trouble, and he will be taken down. Kufra is way too late. I'm sorry, Sicilian was the one in trouble.
That's all right. I guess Brody is going to chunk. Go. No, he won't be able to. Kufra is there. Will he be punished for this? No. Oh, that's.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
Amazing
Why?
catch. Amazing.
I'm still thinking, why would Kufra want to go and fight a Brody in 1v1?
It wasn't a
was
1v1. Hayabusa was waiting for, the setup, but Kufra missed his first spell and ultimate, so, he got punished for that under the turret, so.
Yeah, exactly. The setup basically never played.
Yeah, it didn't. Unfortunately, it didn't. He was just out of the range.
But that's basically gonna mean that another turtle for the side of Nexgen. They're playing a totally different game than they played in the game number 1. They know what they have to do in this match. They know that they need to stop the Hayabusa as early as possible, and that's another red buff being taken away. Haya is being denied almost all of his camps. Brody securing the green camp, and they are focusing on the bot lane. They know that they should not let Sicilian stack up easily, and they're all pressuring that lane. Look at the position of Hylos. He's just securing all the bottom lane jungle farm. He is taking as much farm as he can now. Bat Feast have been used up. Another glorious pathway. Are we gonna see what happened exactly a few minutes ago? Yes, we definitely are gonna see that, but Sicilian manages to get that last bat impact on the wave. So that's one good thing, that they'll not be able to push that lane very easily. But looking at the goal difference, bloody, it keeps on increasing. 3,000 now.
Yeah, well, I must say this. I mean, the jungle hilo strategy is probably the signature draft by NXG, and it's working quite good for them. And as we speak, there's a skirmish going on in the bot lane, but no casualties so far, but a lot of damage is exchanged. Also, they've been pressuring the top lane.
Exactly, they're playing with their win conditions. It's going to be Esmeralda winning against the Lapu Lapu in almost every scenario, unless it becomes a numbers advantage for the side of endgame. But as long as it's not that, it's going to be Esmeralda dominating that lane every single time. And now we're going to see the lane swap by the side of endgame. Beatrix in that bottom lane is ready with a Wesker. That's going to be Brody taking some huge loads of damage. But where is the tone apart memory? There it is, and they managed to get a massive shutdown. Sicilian gets picked off yet again. So RST is not having a good day. It's just Hylos and Lolita finishing him off, while Esmeralda handles almost everyone in that top side. Just look at that. She is forcing two people back. That is Kufra as well as Lapu Lapu, and the mid that is being cleaned by Lilia every single time. Means that not even mid can be taken down by endgame. That's gonna be Esmeralda diving into the tower. Hayabusa, no quad shadows available. He will be picked off as well. That's going to be top lane tier 1. Definitely falling, and look at the coordination, Blurry. Brody cleaned the mid.
Well, that was good. I mean, I should say this. The team on the blue side, they are trying to hold this as much as possible, and they haven't lost their mid turret yet, which is quite noticeable, I would say. Even though the Hylos, Lolita, and Esmeralda, they are holding it quite well. So let's see if this goes past the 10 or 12 minute mark, then we might see a different outcome when, they've got their power spike, which is the Sicilian and Beatrix.
Exactly. Let's look at the items. We haven't talked about that. The Beatrix went in with the Blade of Heptases. Oh, what? What? Where did they actually manage to finish them off? That's going to be Hayabusa forcing the mid lane, trying to take the pressure off his team, and it is going to work wonders for the side of endgame because they need that. But Hylos is going to secure yet another red buff. He is not allowing her to farm at all. Mid tier 2 almost taken out. Hayabusa is going to use his quad shadows. That's going to be him jumping away, toying with next gun right now, and they've decided to just back off while Esmeralda forces him out of their own jungle. Lapu Lapu gonna try and push top lane. Esmeralda's gonna make it in time. Yes, bloody. Let's jump back to the itemization right now. Hylos with the Clock of Destiny as his first item, while Lapu Lapu went in for the tankiness in the earlier stages.
Yeah, I must say Beatrix should have gone for the Hunter Strike rather than the Heptases. Like, she needs movement speed. I mean, she doesn't need Heptases, a different choice. I mean, that's a different build altogether, but let's see how this goes. And yeah, the Lapu is going to sustain a lot because he does need to. So let's see. But the team blue, I mean, they have gained quite the control on the map, I would say, with the split push of Haya and not dying in that clutch, so that's a good thing. And they got another turret, and Lord contest is going on, and Hylos gets the Lord. Will Lapu be punished for this? Yes.
I guess so, but I wouldn't say it was a particularly good punish because looking at the bottom lane, endgame have managed to push 2 towers down, so they've basically taken off almost all the pressure from that lane. But the Lord is gonna march in for the side of next gen bloody. What do you think are going to be the outcomes of this Lord battle?
They might lose their tier 2s. They might lose their tier 2s, not the inhibitors, because they have Beatrix and Sicilian to, manage the waves. So they won't have much of a tough time in that area, I guess.
Blue team turret has been
That is
destroyed.
true, but that would basically mean that it will be next gen who will be having all the control over all the jungle of endgame. But look at that, the about memory coming in. That's going to be Lilia forcing the bottom lane while the Lord was being taken care on the top side. 2 for 0 trade coming in favor of endgame, so they're definitely gonna be able to defend all of the inhibitors. I really feel like Lilia should have been there on the top lane because you need those shadow bombs to, zone out the members of endgame from their own inhibitor. I believe that was an okay play, but they kinda lost more compared to what they gained.
Yeah, I mean, Lilia being present there in that skirmish would have made a huge difference. I'm not sure why she didn't join that gang.
Exactly,
Okay.
but
She. Okay. Well, I'm seeing a comeback scared, to be honest. I'm pretty confident there's a game 3. I'm sorry, there's no game 3. I'm sorry.
I see.
Endgame makes a comeback, which I can clearly see, Beatrix, Haya, and Sicilian are getting scared. Sicilian has his LT, he's going for the dominance eyes, and Beatrix is going for DHS. Also, Haya has managed to get the War Axe and Hunter Strikes, so yep, they are reaching towards their power spikes. Let's see how the next contest at Lord goes. I'm guessing it's gonna be in favor of Endgame. They will manage to secure the Lord, mostly.
We'll have to just wait it out and see for now because the team fight in the mid is going on. That's a Kufra managing to knock 3 people up, but only gets 2 in his ultimate. Sicilian goes in for the Bat's Feast. Hayabusa getting that double kill, an important one, forcing on another one on Brody. The Esmeralda comes in for the backup. That is Team Endgame winning in that trade-off. They are trying to go for more, but they're gonna settle in for a 2-for-1 trade-off. So that's gonna be them managing the waves for now. Even though I thought that if they lose their tier 2s, they're gonna be forced out of their own jungle. Endgame are proving otherwise. They're saying something else, and now they're gonna go in for the Lord right away. Look at the positioning of the members of next gun. There goes in Lapu Lapu with his raging slashes. Lord who secures it. That's gonna be Esmeralda taking the Lord, stealing it away, and that's gonna be the fight continuing. Hayabusa jumping in. Landshaker does not connect. Esmeralda's gonna run away.
Amazing steal coming in by Esmeralda.
Blue
Scared.
team hero has
She just turned the whole outcome, man. Like,
Blue team
this
turret has
was a
been
chance
destroyed.
for Endgame to, just reduce all that difference, but Esmeralda stealing that Lord, okay.
And now the managed to secure a kill on Brody. So endgame they probably would have redeemed themselves if they did not lose Kufra. At this point Lolita runs away without any major difficulties, and now Lapu Lapu, Cecilia and Beatrix have to take care of this Lord. Beatrix missed the Nibiru's passion, bloody.
Wow, I missed that. I actually missed that.
She actually, I would say she mistimed it. Was probably expecting Lost to charge on that inhibitor tower a second earlier or so. But, Lord was lazy. He did not. He procrastinated. So that made Beatrix lose that Nibiru's passion. But they're going to defend all the inhibitors. They're still standing. So they are holding strong yet again. And now I'm going to agree to your fact that, yes, the late game, it's the arena of endgame. And they are gonna go in for another team fight as both the teams jumping onto the backline as Lapu Lapu tries to take care of Lilia as well as Brody, but that's way too much than he can handle. Kufra gets in a Tyrant's Rage, but there's no one around to support him, and Esmeralda is now forcing the top lane. It's just Sicilian and Hayabusa remaining. Kufra will fall as well. Lilia takes care of him. Esmeralda goes in for the falling star mode. Brody is targeting the base, gets in the torn apart memory, trying to clear that wave, and that's going to be one siege minion remaining, and they're gonna take the game. That's gonna be next girl winning the game. And number 2, blurry your analysis, please.
Well, that last fight that Endgame, took near the blue buff, that wasn't even required. They already had made a comeback. I mean, they just had to wait for the next Lord fight, and they could have easily secured it. I mean, that went wrong for them. It was an unnecessary fight, and they just lost their 3 members in the process, and that goes for game 3. a very well executed, team fight by NXT, I would say, near that. I mean, Hylos managed to pick off Beatrix in the process. So, yep, only if they didn't take that team fight, we could have seen a different outcome. But let's go for the match 3, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. That's going to be the game number 3. Viewers definitely would have wanted to see that, and we are going to see
Yeah.
this. This is the first quarterfinal. That's going to game number 3. Next game and end game. We guys are gonna see you in just a few minutes, guys. So stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. Teams are gonna prepare, so give us a few minutes.
is banning.
Only
Your
love
team
and
is
night
banning.
are everlasting.
Your team is banning.
Go.
Welcome back, everyone, for game number 3 between the team Next Gen and team Endgame. This is the third match. As you guys just heard me, 1 point each. Next Gen redeemed themselves in the previous one, so probably gonna play the same strategy. High loss into the jungle. Bloody, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm sensing the same strategy so far. Let's see how Endgame wants to respond to it. Probably pick a different, or they might go with the same strategy as well.
Your
They're
team
gonna
is
secure
picking.
the Lolita up against when they're against the Esmeralda. So probably a hero they want to deny to Next Gen that they secured in the previous game. Plus they
Your team is
want
picking.
themselves to play along that lines, and they're gonna go in for the Aulus Lolita pick. Early 2 picks revealing their current game are gonna go with the same strategy they went with the game number 1, and Next Gen are gonna follow what they followed in game number 2. Valentina, Esmeralda, Brody for this side. They need a jungler, probably high loss into the jungle yet again. So Endgame need to answer that somehow, and they are gonna
Your
secure
team
the
is
Chang'e for that.
Wow. I'm not sure about the Chang'e pick. I mean, they had quite a lot of options. The Lilia is still open, the Kagura is open. I guess Endgame has some different
Your
strategy for
team
this
is
game,
banning.
probably.
It is possible.
Kindness is
Your
the
team
You know,
is
Aulus into the jungle, they're
ruination.
basically gonna play along the same lines that they want the Aulus to reach level 12 to build up his war axe and the items as well. They go
Only
on
if he
the
gets
aggressive.
access to his own jungle.
Okay, yes, that is true. That is true. They need some
That's a very
answer to
big
that
question,
high
right?
loss.
Yeah.
Very big one, you know, that's what she said.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore you said
My
that.
mission
Okay.
is to protect
Your
lives.
team
Wow.
is picking.
High loss in the EXP up against the Esmeralda. We never thought that Endgame might use this pick to deny Next Gen of their own draft. What
I guess
an outplay in the draft, Blurry.
well, I'm guessing a Basha pick in the jungle. What do you think?
That's the only alternative I can think of right now, or an Akai at max, because those are the only few heroes we usually see in the jungle. But this clearly means that
Your
Next Gen
team
will
is
have to
picking.
Run deep.
rethink all their plans, because they definitely did not expect, you know, Endgame
This.
to
Yeah.
outplay them like this, and they're gonna secure the purple and Koopa to keep Brody in check on that goal lane. Endgame has won the draft, Blurry. For me, Endgame has won the draft.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. I mean, they outplayed with the Hylos EXP pick. I mean, they've denied the Hylos jungle pick for NXG, and they took Hylos to counter Esmeralda, which is quite a hard counter. Hylos is gonna give a hard time to Esmeralda in the lane, but let's see how they play with this comp. I mean, even Aulus needs some time to scale up. So, I mean, we can clearly see the win in the draft. So let's see how they wanna execute this.
Yes, that is true. Because there's one more thing, you know, the whole composition is not team fight oriented. Now, I would have said it is a sieging comp if Popol and Koopa was running on the weapon mastery emblem, but he is going on with the avarice. So probably wants to get as quickly farmed up as possible to, you know, be relevant in those team fights, which I really feel like Brody will outshine at, you know.
Yeah, with that emblem, I thought that Popol and Koopa was gonna go mid and Chango into the gold lane, but I guess that's not the case. So, questionable emblem choice by Popol and Koopa. He could have gone for the weapon mastery and dealt a ton of damage. So, let's see.
We'll have to just wait it out and see at the end of the day. But for
Mm-hmm.
now, we're gonna jump into the pause. We were in the land of dawn, but we're gonna go back into the pause. So everyone has to wait for a few more minutes while we can talk a lot about these two compositions because using the Link, using the Valentina, and using the Brody, this clearly means that it's going to be next gen aggressive in the early game. They've got the Matilda as well to provide much more mobility to Valentina in between those lanes, and Valentina will probably have a better time in clearing that wave before she reaches level 4, and even after level 4 she can basically just use the ultimate of Changa to clear the wave just like her, so she will
Uno
either
reverse,
win in the
basically,
mid
right?
lane. Yeah, she's gonna Uno reverse. She's gonna Uno reverse her.
I don't know what's your obsession with Valentina. I mean, do you love that pick a lot by her appearance or by the skill sets?
She's a MILF. Yes, I love the skill set of that hero.
Okay, I do remember one statement by yours in, a friendly scrims that I had played, so I'm not gonna say that, so but I just hope it, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But the viewers don't, and it should definitely stay in that way now. But the thing
Yeah, yeah.
is, Valentina's ultimate can either be very good in those team fights, like she can steal the ultimate of probably Olus, use the unyielding fury, or she can use the ultimate of Changa, the meteor Shah, to
You're for,
deal
you're
all that
forgetting
damage
Lolita,
back.
man. You're
Yes,
forgetting
I was gonna
Lolita's
come on
ultimate.
Lolita the next. I was gonna come on Lolita's
Yeah,
next, as she can take the ultimate of Lolita and provide that setup back to her team. That's
exactly.
probably one more good thing as well that might come in. While we continue
And
with the
we
pause.
can, yeah, we
Mhm.
can see a lot of fast rotation since Matilda is there. And, let's see how they, rotate and gang the other lanes. Because having Matilda on your team and with that guiding wind, it's so fast rotation that you can't expect them. I mean, one moment they would be in the bot lane, the next time you see they would be already clearing mid. So that's the kind of rotation we can expect from the blue side.
Absolutely. Um, but then again, these two comps are exactly different because the win conditions for next gun are going to be play in that early game. They want that link to farm up. They want the Brody to get his items quickly, and he would want to siege in his lane. He would want to win that lane against the Popol and Koopa. But since there is a Popol and Koopa, it might be difficult for him to win that one because there's
Yeah,
this Cooper standing right in front of him. Popol can lay out those traps. He will get the vision. He will get that information, and he will be able to actually stun Brody with a bite and Koopa. That the
yeah.
Koopa in his
Or-
range state. So that's one thing that might come in his favor as well.
Right, and Koopa is, a self-sufficient marksman. Like he can provide vision in the later stages with his traps. Also, it's good for sieging towers as well. So we might see a lot of gangs being not happening because of Popol's trap. So I just
reaches the battlefield, smash them. All troops deployed.
Go.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We continue watching the playoff season 3 brought to you by Colt Esports. This is the game number 3 between the team Nexgen and team Endgame. And due to some sudden, glitch, bug, ping issues, we had to restart the match. We had to rehost the lobby, and that's what we did now. Lolita focused on the blue buff of Ling, while Olus managed to steal away his red. So they're next gen, they're facing the same thing that they did to Endgame. Blurry.
Yeah. Well, that's very smart of OK. Did he manage to steal that? Yes. Ling did manage to steal his blue.
So it's basically a tit for a tat. It's a tit for a tat. You steal away my red, no problem. I'm gonna take away the blue. But here's the thing. I don't think so. Olus would have any major problems on losing his blue because there's not much of a mana issue. But he still has his retribution up, so that's gonna be Matilda just jumping in, trying to poke, uses the Aegis to run backwards. Just a little bit of poke coming in every now and then, while Ling just focuses on farming as he's taking the bot lane jungle and the control over the turtle pit. So next game, they're probably gonna have a better time at securing this turtle, as the Olus has went in the top side with his rotations blurry.
Well, they've decided not to contest the turtle because Ling has a better chance of securing the turtle, so they just went on top lane to probably chunk the gold out of that turret, and that's a pretty smart decision, I would say.
Blue team has slain the turtle.
Yes, I'm gonna agree, and Brody's gonna have a pretty hard time though. No, he jumps in, tries to go in for his ultimate. That's gonna be Lolita, caught in a bad space. Oh, I am you. Even though Lolita has not got the ultimate, we can clearly see the Nominal Blast coming out of Valentina. So that's
Wow.
the one thing. Now Link jumps in, chasing the Changa. Where's the skill to? She goes in, uses the flicker. So that's two major resources already forced out of endgame.
Yeah, Ling also uses retribution. I mean, only if he had his retribution, then he could have managed to steal this blue buff. But first blood.
Yes, as the first blood, Olus falls in the process. The glorious pathway has been used by Hylos. So the aggression coming out of Team NXG is, helping them secure the goal lead of almost 700 probably. And since there is an Esmeralda in the opponent, the shield of Changa as well as Lolita are gonna get absorbed. So she will have a much better time even in the early game.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see if this goal lead, converts into a snowball. Ling will get Changu this time, I guess.
He should get her this time. Yes, he will secure that kill. Was not very fast with those movements, but was, I believe, kind of okay. He loses. Yes, the item Cooper coming at the perfect possible time. So that's a good pick off for the side of endgame as well. They shut down the jungler. Yeah.
I don't understand why Ling is, committing so much towards the Changu. That too, I mean, he has to dive inside the turret to kill her. Not that she was off position. So that wasn't a good decision coming in. Obviously, you're a jungler, and the trade-off is also not that good. I mean, jungler for mage.
Yes, the trade-off was definitely not good, but probably he did not expect Koopa coming from the top. But right now, as he goes in for the Tempest of Blades, gets the knock-up on Koopa Lolith, where the Nominal Blast gets to Open jumping in. There's the Unyielding Fury, gets the Brody as well, and wants to jump in for more. As the it's the Valentina who went in for the purple with her ultimate. I really feel like should actually either go for either the Changa or the Lolita, because she's not gonna get the skills of anyone in the opponent. There is no more from on their side. apart from Koopa, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is going to be an easy turtle contest. Link has his retribution. Even all this is going to get it. Yes, it's online. They are positioned well.
Yes, the
The
item
bite-
Koopa comes in, where the Tempest of Blades along with the Circling Eagle. Bloody, what do you think about this team fight that's basically gone almost fully in favor of the side of Nextgen as they actually get a kill on Koopa and finish the Lolita in the process. 3-4-0 trade, and the Turtle definitely, they've got a massive upper hand.
Yeah. Well, that was, really an amazing play coming in by the blue team. They even managed to kill them and secured the turtle. So yeah, that was a good trade over
Red
there, I
team
would
turret
say.
has been destroyed.
They also lost their
Yes.
top tier one. So NXG is controlling the map right now.
Yes, and they're playing with, they're playing for their win conditions. Look at the first items coming in from each of them, as Matilda actually went in for the Radiant Armor to suppress the damage, the continuous damage of Chang'e, while Koopa has
Yeah.
gone in for the Sea Halberd. I am quite surprised to see that as the first item. While Hylos is focusing on making the dominance ice. Okay, there's the Tempest of Blaze off Link. You will escape without any major difficulties. Nomeron blast coming in from both the sides. Item Koopa comes in. Link is gonna get picked off as he tries to kill Allus in the process, and that is going to be a 1-4-0 trade. Another small trade, this time being won by Endgame. So they're losing in those major trades, but then NXG is also making some mistakes that are being punished by Endgame. There goes in Brody with the torn apart memory, almost securing a double, but not quite the damage, yet he has the beauty.
He had the flicker. I mean, if he would have flickered in, he could have got a triple kill because they had all their spells on CD. Okay. And as you were saying, the Sea Halberd by Popol, that's a questionable build, I would say. He didn't actually need that. He should have prioritized BOD instead and gone for DHS. That would have been more beneficial for him.
Probably. That's what I personally think. But this time, there's another turtle contest. Lolita providing the vision. Valentina has stolen the ultimate of Lolita again, and that's going to be in-game. It's just disengaging. They decided right away, no, we don't need this fight. We're doing okay. We don't have any major needs of this turtle. Let's just hold it for now. We've lost the tier 1 of the top, and the bot Esmeralda gets a killing spree on that bottom lane, as Hylos was pretty late in casting the glorious pathway, and the rotation from endgame was very slow towards that top side. But all they need to do is just focus on saving these tier 2s, because they want to play for late game. Allus is level 10, they need just 2 more levels, and then he will be online, and then they can turn the pace of this game probably in their favor. We'll have to just wait it out and see, as there's Link jumping onto Chang'e. He's got a pretty decent amount of damage as zones are out, and the Unyielding Fury coming in from Allus. We are gonna see a full fight breaking out. Link gets picked off. Quite the confusion coming in from the side of Nextgen. I would say miscommunication, as neither Valentina nor Mathilda wanted to go in for the engage. Bloody.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. The Ling, tried to ulti Changu and then he couldn't escape that. So I guess they're trying hard to get the mid tier ones. So also Lolita burned the ultimate and flicker, which didn't catch none. Like nobody came in that ultimate, and she used a major resource for that. So both the teams are doing some minor mistakes in each skirmish.
Yes, but there's one thing. The Chang'e is focused on clearing that mid wave using the meteor shower again and again. So they'll probably just have to wait a little more. Probably 2 more creeps, Allus will get his level 12, and then we might see Endgame probably controlling the pace of the game, because I would say that Nextgen needed this early snowball. They still have 1000 gold lead, but it is not that much, especially when you are in the mid game and are moving towards the late game. One team fight and this lead will turn in favor of Endgame. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hylos is focusing on the bot lane. He will probably try to push it. So Esmeralda needs to jump in to clear that lane. We are seeing the setup near the Lord by next gun. They are probably baiting it out. Want endgame to come in and make some mistakes. That's the disengaged. Lord is not reset and Changa has no meteor shower. So that's already one major ultimate burned out. A full 5v5 situation that is going to be the Lord secured in Esmeralda with the falling stone. That's going to be the unyielding fury used up. No, not blast cancelled out with the Tempest of Blade, and that is a massive play coming out by next gun. They are going in for more. They want more, but Valentina will be shut down. She bit more than what she could chew. The Vitam Cooper is still there, but Esmeralda jumping in yet again with a falling star moon, getting in some more HP, and will use the Matilda Airlines to jump out. A 1-for-1 trade, all is for Valentina. I would still say it was a favorable trade for the side of Nexkin.
Yeah, I'm not sure why all this. I mean, he shouldn't have gone there since they didn't want to contest the turtle, so they should have just backed off and, easily defend this. But, we all make mistakes, so let's see how they want to cover it up. Also, one more thing that I wanted to point out is that the Esmeralda, she's not being scared, and she's going to dive into the backline, and Endgame has no answer for it. She's already dominating the Hylos. Look at that HP.
It practically has the HP now. She's going jumping in for more. Hylos is yeah. I just saw that, but look at that unyielding fury. Ling will just use the Tempest of Blade to escape. Ultimates of the junglers are out, but that's any saving their day. It's just like game number 2. Nextgen are dominating, but Endgame have the resources for that late game. But look at that damage. Matilda jumping in with the circling eagle gets the kill on Popol and will retreat. No punish whatsoever by the side of Endgame. They still want to play it little safe. Conceal was used for repositioning, but they know that it's Ling. He's on walls. He'll just jump away with the skill one. Changa clearing away the mid. They're still holding the top and bottom lane tier 2, but that means that going to be next can freeze in the lanes.
Yeah, they're making a death bush before the Lord. So it's 40 seconds on the Lord time, so they might want to pick off 1 or 2 before they contest that. I guess that's the win condition for the side of in next game, sorry.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Now Brody will be forced out of the bush. Lolita, just playing it safe. Knew Matilda would be somewhere around that bush, already ready, to soak up some of the skills. Matilda, will she secure the buff? No, she will not. And Olaf gets to save his retribution. A pretty risky play, in my opinion, though. But, alright, as long as it works out for them. Lord is up, bloody. Who do you think will get this one?
I'm not sure, man. Like, everyone is in position apart from Hylos, so Nextgen has an upper hand. There's already a fight happening, and Olaf is gone.
Yes, Olaf has been picked off now. That's going to be Hylos trying to jump in. Goes into stun Brody. It's just a Brody. He uses the flicker as well. But Hylos flickers forward. But the Lord will be secured by Ling. Retribution comes in for the play. Hylos is trying to retreat. But Ling wants to jump in for more. Tempest of Blades is not available right now. So he needs to play it safe. He will be picked out by the meteor shower. The damage. But look at Valentina. She wants to go in for more. Popol using the knock-up. Trying to save his life. And was Cooper gliding? It must be he was, but alright, that's gonna be tier 2 of top lane taken down. Natsu is not having a good time, bloody.
Well, Natsu is quite off position most of the times. Also, I don't understand the build by Koopa. Like, he's got Thunderbolt, he's going semi-tank, or what?
I guess so. Probably want him to, or probably want Koopa to tank a little bit side by side. deal some damage, but even I'm pretty confused about that build. But Esmeralda, meanwhile, will secure the bottom lane tier 2. She is not confused, she's just clear on that objective. Now that's going to be next game, caging endgame into their own inhibitors while their own tier 2s are standing strong. Lord will be up in the next 100 seconds, so they need to make a play. 46k gold to 42k gold, 4k gold lead in favor of next game. But then again, both the teams have reached their 42k gold mark, so they have all their core items will be working forward for the situational items, and I would say that in game are on equal footing with next gen right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's there, but I mean, they need to shut the Esmeralda once at least. She's already completed her build. She's the highest in their team. Like, she's more farm than their own jungler. So, I guess Endgame needs to shut that Esmeralda, man. Like, or Hylos needs to dive into their backline because he's not been there for the last two Lord contests. I guess that's the reason Endgame was losing the Lord, and Natsu was off position. Probably Hylos joins early the team fight, so that might make a difference. What do you think?
Yes, that is definitely possible. And there's this one thing though. Esmeralda went in for the dominances as well as the blade armor. So she does not have a very high HP, but pretty high physical defense. So, plus the radiant armor is gonna nullify all the damage that's gonna come in from Chang'e, as well as the Oracle to give her a little more shield. But looking at that lane, she's probably going to jump into the red bush as there goes in the glorious pathway. They're focusing Esmeralda way too much, and the Lord is not there. Flicker being burnt out. That's going to be Esmeralda still trying to tank, but she will finally be shut down. Hylos just burnt his flicker, but they're still gonna get most of their resources back. Noman blast connecting. Ling gets stunned and gets taken out in the process. Valentina was pretty late in stealing away that ultimate and using it. That is going to be endgame, getting the lane priority, getting the Lord Pit priority, and they are gonna secure it without any contest. Blurry, the tides have changed drastically and right in a few seconds.
Well, as I said, they need to shut the Esmeralda, and they did that. And Esmeralda was a threat to contest the Lord, and they managed. I mean, they did burn a lot of resources, but they got Esmeralda out of the picture. So, and the Numeron blast connecting three people, which changed the whole, outcome of the gang and made easy for them to secure the Lord. And I guess we might see a comeback by endgame, probably a win with this Lord. What do you think?
Yes, so endgame is playing for endgame. That's gonna be blast connecting, but no kill secured whatsoever. So major resources burned up, but they're gonna get the inhibitor in the mid lane. So that is one good thing coming out for endgame. They want to focus the crystal right away. Tempest of Blades coming in. It did not connect on anyone, but the Lord was still healthy. No, it was not. That's gonna be the that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Top lane inhibitor destroyed as well, and they're gonna get the base. The mid lane minions were not checked, and endgame are gonna secure the victory in the third quarterfinals in the third game. Blurry.
Amazing. Well, they went with the win conditions, kid. They picked off Esmeralda, they got the Lord, and the Numeron Blast and Chango's ultimate, she did have the Divine Glaive to nullify the Radiant Armor. So yeah, that was a well-coordinated gang, and they managed to end the game. That was amazing. A beautiful comeback by Endgame, I must say.
I'm gonna agree with you 100%. Plus, there's one thing, the Blade of Heptases on Brody. I really feel like he could have traded it for something like I believe a Demon Hunter sword, maybe. That would have given him a little more damage against the tanky Hylos, the tanky Lolita, and the Popol and Koopa.
I guess he wanted Malefic and Brute Force so that he could have that extra defense, like the physical and magic defense to stay longer in the team fight, and penetration provided by the Malefic Rose. So, I mean, I don't understand the Wind of Nature. Like, the Natsu wasn't even reaching Brody, and Brody was not that aggressive. Like he could have secured a lot more kills in the earlier stage. So maybe he will do better in the later stages, I guess, in probably the next season.
Yes, and the one more thing that Ling was there was just miscommunication coming in from both these teams, though. But the one that where Ling was just trying to dive in, trying to secure the kill on the Chang'e was also a thing that potentially decreased his advantage that they built in winning those team fights, getting out of the trades for 3 kills and a turtle for 0. So I would say they had that, they had that potential. They could have snowballed, but they did not manage to do that. They did not manage to get those inhibitors. And endgame, with that one pick off of Esmeralda in the bot lane for the one time, just turned it into a major objective that was a Lord and got the crystal. So that's going to be it, guys, for the final for the third quarterfinals and final game of the evening. Endgame winning 2-1 and are gonna move into the semi-finals. So the fourth quarterfinals will be live tomorrow. So we're not gonna have that today. It's going to be tomorrow between Team Amusement Park and Codename, if I'm correct.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, so that's gonna be it from us, guys. Make sure to visit our Discord server. Link is in the description, and visit our website www.coltesports.com to get the updates regarding this tournament and all the future tournaments that we're gonna have, as well as gain the insights on our previous projects, the Spicy Jade Cup, multiplayer season 1, 2, and many more. You're gonna get really excited after seeing that. Now we're gonna tune out, guys. Thank you all for sticking by us. Please make sure to join in tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to get the notification from YouTube when we're gonna go in for fourth quarterfinals. This has been an amazing night. I'm your caster Scariot with my co-caster Blurryface. Signing off for now. See ya.